The nightmare of draconian hijab rules has returned to haunt Iranian women who want to discard the conventional head cover. Hardline clerics ruling Iran recently decided to revive the so-called morality police enforcing the strict hijab rules. The morality police had suspended its activities for about 10 months following widespread protests over the death of Mahsa Amini, a young woman who died while in police custody for wearing her hijab improperly. Meanwhile, many reformist politicians are pondering whether to submit their candidacy in next February's elections, since it is almost certain that the Guardian Council will disqualify their candidacies. The death of 21-year-old Amini last September had sparked massive protests almost in all major cities and towns in Iran that went on for months, while thousands of women refused to wear the compulsory hijab. In the past, several Iranian women who had been arrested by the morality police reported horrific experiences including torture, sexual abuse, rape, and beatings. The protests, which resulted in the death of about 500 protesters, represented the biggest challenge to the Iranian theocracy and forced the regime to withdraw the morality police from the streets. Many people hoped that the hated morality police enforcing the strict hijab rules was disbanded. However, these hopes were dashed on July 16th when a police spokesman stated that the morality police will resume their duties, notifying then detaining women not wearing hijab in public. Police would initially issue warnings to non-compliant women and refer those who persist in breaking the law to the judicial system. He added that police patrols were now operating on foot and in several vehicles to arrest people whose headscarves are misplaced or whose behavior is deemed inappropriate in the Islamic Republic. Enforcement has been lax due to ongoing protests, he admitted. What is worse is that from now on, violations of the mandatory hijab law will be treated by many judges as criminal offenses. Each case is different based on what the judge declares as the punishment. In most cases, the penalty is jail for up to 6 months, which may be converted into a monetary penalty. In other cases, the penalty imposed is a number of lashes, while a court has sentenced one woman to ritual washing of corpses in a cemetery for a month, and another woman to hundreds of hours of cleaning government buildings. A new development causing concern is that in recent months, the regime started implementing facial recognition technology on public transport and has shut down shopping malls, cafes, and restaurants that admitted women without hijab. Furthermore, the police exert pressure on taxi drivers not to accept women who removed their headscarves. Meanwhile, as elections in Iran are scheduled to take place next February, conservatives have already started campaigning, while there is no sign of election-related activities among the reformers. The reason for this is that reformists and moderates fear that the hardliner Guardian Council, which determines who should run for office, will most probably reject their candidacies. In the 2020 and 2021 elections, the Guardian Council did not allow any well-known reformist figure run for office, while it approved the candidacy of most hardliners. The result was less than half the eligible voters bothered to cast their votes. Some reformists are thinking about calling the people to boycott the elections. The Guardian Council is the constitutional body that has the power to veto the electoral candidates. It consists of 12 members who hold office for 6 years. 6 of its members are Islamic jurists appointed by the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. The other 6 members are lawyers who are experts in different areas of law and elected by the Iranian parliament from a list of Muslim lawyers recommended by the head of the judiciary. Another important function of the Guardian Council is that it reviews all the bills in the parliament regarding their compliance with Islamic ordinances. It should be noted that Iran is facing huge economic difficulties due to the US embargo, and that the average monthly salary of an Iranian is between USD 150 and 200. Clerics keep asking the people to be patient and tolerate the economic hardships, but at the same time, some Ayatollahs, that is, high ranking Shia clerics, line their pockets with money, take huge areas of land and forests, and enjoy immunity. This situation makes many people angry, and some journalists and whistleblowers reveal such acts of corruption, knowing that the regime may throw them to jail. There are already many similar cases where high-standing clerics and their relatives exploit Iran's resources, paying a tiny fraction of their worth. In a recent article on this subject, hardliner activist and politician Mahsa Amini wrote, "Do not assume that the patience of the people is endless. Beware of the day when the army of the hungry rises against you."